board. I don't know why I don't do that. Anyways, here we go. And you want to do that? Hit that again.
Are we live?
Yeah, we're live. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Ring Post Radio, the only show. I'm your host, Ryan. That's it for today. I'm your host, Ryan Knightsey, and with me, as always, is Scotty Edwards. Scotty, how are you doing?
I'm doing wonderful. We have so much to talk about today that's not AEW baggage from the back. We have, you know, so much like actual wrestling to talk about, and so much of it's either good or exciting or just that's what I love this show the most.
Yeah,
I know like people love like the AEW backstage stuff, but that has been so tiring. So like when I saw the rundown this week, I got so amped because I was like, oh my god, it's like wrestling from here, there, and everywhere to be excited about.
Yeah, people love the AEW backstage drama. People love our NWA reviews. People love.
I don't know about
that. people love when Scotty's off the handle. People love when I'm doing puns. They love it. Everyone says so. Everybody, you know, these are things.
If I count as everyone, I don't. But,
what is
some
that?
People really like your puns,
as they should, as they shall, and as they shall be. But yeah, packed show today for sure. A lot of little news bits up and down the show, really,
including the announcement of the match of the year.
Match of the year contender on the way.
Not even a contender. Just give
my apologies.
The title.
My apologies. Plus we have some news bits, like we said. We're gonna preview the Noah full name of the show, Noah's Grand Ship Nagoya Pro Wrestling Love Forever .2. That's so we got another Keiji Muto match in store for us, along with pretty much every single title in Noah getting defended. Impact Victory Road, an Impact Plus show happening this, I believe, Thursday, actually, September 23rd.
They lost me on that show, and I'll tell you why in a second.
Well, we'll get to it, I guess. And of course, we'll be previewing AEW Grand Slam and Grand Slam Rampage. At the time
4 hours.
4 hours at time of recording, 10 matches announced. So we got a lot to get
to.
Adding one. Oh yeah, they're probably gonna add like one or two.
A rampage.
It's a rampage, baby.
Grand Slam. The Dynamite is like has 2 world title matches. No, 3 world title matches, including Ring of Honor.
Yep.
It has the tag title match and the All Atlantic. So like, I think you have enough time to take it up on that one.
The Dynamite.
You look at Rampage, you're like, okay, something else could take time.
The Dynamite card. It's basically another pay-per-view, is what we're getting this next week. This upcoming.
There's more title matches on this show than there was the pay-per-view.
Yikes! Yeah, I think of the week there'll be 6 title matches, so get ready for that, folks. But yes,
not enough trios tag title matches.
Well,
okay, there isn't one.
You know, I imagine there probably would have been one, but alas, there was a situation. I don't know if you heard about this, Scott. I don't know if you heard about this, but there was. Anyways,
Kenny had to go to Japan. Nope, I get it.
Yeah,
that's to go to Japan to sell the game. I get it. By the way, want to see those matches if AEW ever wants to like air them? That'd be cool. Thank you.
Did they ever air the Germany ones?
Yeah. No, but I didn't care about those ones. These ones have Konosuke Takeshita.
Yeah, no.
And
Chris Brooks.
I think Chris Brooks.
Yuka Sakazaki.
Yeah, they did a Takeshita and Yuka Sakazaki team. I was like, come on!
Yeah.
I need to see that! But,
yeah.
You know, alas, here we are.
I think Maki Ito was also on the show, I think. But
yeah, I don't know if she wrestled, though. No, she's here. She wasn't there. She's here.
But someone teamed with Daniels.
They put her on the logo. Ryo Mizunami.
Yeah, it was Ryo. You're right. Oh yeah, because I saw the picture.
I think they put Maki Ito on the announcement thing.
I thought they did.
She's not there.
Yeah, I thought they did. Maybe they.
I was like, this is another Tony Khan. Oh yeah, I'll book Hikaru Shida. Oh, she's not here.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Injury angle.
Beautiful, perfect. Well, yeah, like we said, packed show today. A lot of stuff to get to. So let's start off. I think with I know for a fact that Scotty's excited about every part of this announcement. Officially announced by WWE at the Crown Jewel Saudi Arabia show. Don't clap for time to clap at. It will be the main event was announced to be Roman Reigns defending the title against one Logan Paul. Now again, we hate the Saudi Arabia situation. We don't personally like Logan Paul. Roman Reigns, I guess we personally love because he's pretty cool. But other than those caveats in store, Scotty, thoughts on this announcement?
Listen, Logan Paul the person kind of shit. Logan Paul the wrestler, that dude's good. We do like Roman Reigns. I watched the whole press conference, the entire thing, which could make me a little sus. I don't really know, but I had to watch it. Sami Zayn got the loudest cheers out of everyone on the stage, so that's worth noting. Louder than Triple H, louder than Logan Paul, louder than the rest of the bloodline. Of course, I say the rest of the bloodline because he is, of course, the honorary Uce. This match, like I saw a lot of people talking about this. It's like you're on one side of the coin, right?
Yeah.
It's either this is cool, I'm gonna check it out because of like the insanity, but you also saw the Miz get the best match in years against Logan Paul, or you're on the this is ridiculous. Why are you doing this? But this is as WWE as it gets, right? This is the biggest match they could book unless The Rock walks through the door. That's just the truth. That is the truth. That is the unfortunate truth. And here's why I'm okay with it. They're not giving away Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins or Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes in Saudi Arabia. They're giving away a match that I really don't think people here care about enough that they would be like, damn, I don't get to see Logan Paul live. I think the match makes sense to book. Also, Jesus H. Christmas. I just destroyed my keyboard. This is Logan Paul's prime hydration drink.
You destroyed your keyboard of Logan Paul's prime hydration?
Yep.
God.
It's very nice.
And on that point, we're officially over this match, and we're officially banning this match from coverage. On that, he's destroyed your keyboard. What perfect timing.
Check if it's okay, so I'm going to mute myself for a second.
That's fine. Yeah, no, I get you. I think it's a very like you said, it is.
It's the match of the year contender.
It actually. I mean, I don't know.
I'm not kidding.
I know you're not kidding, but I will also say
for WWE.
I will also say though that it's Roman Reigns, and there's a good chance Roman Reigns will work his style.
Hear me out here.
All right.
This match is going to work no matter what, because either it's Roman Reigns beating Logan Paul's ass.
That'd be great.
Or Logan Paul puts on a show.
Also possible. We'll find out.
But those are the two scenarios. Or both.
Yeah.
Both can happen. Both probably will happen.
We'll find out November 5th for Crown Jewel.
Saudi Money 11.
Yeah. We'll find. Oh, Jesus.
I'm not going to say it.
How many more years of that do we have? It was like a 10-year
I don't
thing,
know,
right?
But it's definitely here's what I thought about. I was like, this is definitely a deal I wouldn't I feel like once you say yes, you can't get out of it.
I know.
For various reasons.
Yeah. Plus, it's also got the pandemic that like didn't have a couple events.
I saw some people be like, "Oh my god, I can't believe they're continuing with it." I was like, I would have been shocked if they did it because, like, one, obviously they're making a lot of money. I get that. But two, it's Saudi. Like, I don't know. Little scared to just try to.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, that's fair. Speaking about being scared, some comments surfaced about what Kenny Omega said during the August 25th talent meeting. And I just want to run it by you, Scotty, see what your thoughts are and how you feel about this whole situation. But after also surfacing, because according to Dave Meltzer for Wrestling Observer, surfacing was a story that at the company meeting called several weeks back, that the part of the speech by Omega that was described as a pep talk and tough love, but some were irked by a line he said that 8 out of 10 people there he wouldn't have hired. One version of the story states that Omega was clearly joking when he made the comment. Omega was looking at Will Ospreay when he said it, and then admitted he wasn't being serious. Others were not happy what he said, however. How do you feel about Kenny Omega jokingly saying in a talent meeting that he wouldn't hire 8 out of 10 of you while looking at Will Ospreay? I think are you still muted? There you go.
It's a bold move.
Logan Paul strikes again.
In the fact that you're doing a talent meeting to kind of boost morale and figure things out, and you make that joke, and it's like, I don't know, man. This doesn't this doesn't like affect any of the stuff that came after, right? But you don't make those jokes because I mean, some people it might be true about.
I mean, yeah,
But if you're going to say, and also very funny that Will Ospreay was in the meeting. I just want to point that out.
There's a talent meeting for all that was there, even if they're not contracted talent, apparently.
Just based off what we see for promos from Kenny, right? He's not very good at being sarcastic, if that makes sense. Like, when he's being sarcastic, you don't really know, kind of in a way, because that's just kind of the way he talks and words things. Yeah. So I can understand why people were upset. It's not great because obviously you have to have another company meeting a few weeks later because of Kenny Omega and others, of course. So, and they said that Danielson was very he was comedic during it, like he was the lighthearted one, and it's like, okay, so you pretty much just did what Omega tried to do. He didn't go for tough love, of course, but it's not great. But I'm also not reading way too much into it.
Yeah, no, I've seen people say that like, oh, look what Omega did. It's on par with what Punk said and did and all that stuff. And personally, I don't see it like that. I see it more as like
on par with Punk.
Yeah, Jesus. It's like Punk like shattered so many things, buried so many people in front of the actual media. Kenny Omega said inappropriate comments during a talent meeting behind closed doors. Sure. I agree that he shouldn't have said it. He is an executive, even if he's trying to be lighthearted and fun. Danielson can say that, I would say, because he is another wrestler. From an executive, there might be, like you said, elements of truth in there. And from an executive, there will be people that misconstrue it and might be like, oh, well, every joke has truth behind it. So there might be some truth behind that. So like you said, so it's inappropriate comments. You don't make that as an executive, but ultimately it's not in comparison to like a Punk thing. It's nowhere close.
No, it's not even in the same stratosphere as a Punk thing.
No, it is not. Well, speaking about moving on, it was announced at the end of NXT's
moving on.
At the end of NXT 2.0's 1 year anniversary, it was revealed by Shawn Michaels that NXT 2.0 is dropping the numbers, returning to just straight NXT and bringing back the black and gold color scheme. So, Scotty, is the NXT of old back? Are we getting all of our faves and 5-star matches back in NXT?
I wouldn't go that far, but I will say I was very happy to see this. Like NXT 2.0 got to the point where like, yeah, they would have some good stuff, but not enough to make you watch it, right? And my whole idea going to so a lot of people just instantly thought like, oh, black and gold era, Ciampa, Gargano, Adam Cole era, right? I instantly thought, okay, you should go back to when NXT first went on TV or went on the network, I should say. They had the 2.0 idea of building athletes and building stars along with the great wrestling, right? With Sami Zayn and Adrian Neville and Tyson Kidd and Tyler Breeze and Charlotte Flair and Sasha Banks. So like there there is a perfect medium I think that they can and probably will find with the way that they're going with this, that you can accomplish both to make the show watchable.
Mhm.
You have 2 hours, so what you can essentially do is 1 hour of black and gold NXT and 1 hour of developmental NXT 2.0 type stuff, right? And it makes sense. They have the talent to make both work, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I said this. I don't know if I said this on this podcast, but I did tweet it at least that Roxanne Perez is the best women's prospect that they've had. I understand she wrestled beforehand. She's been a world champion, blah, blah, blah. But she's still like what, 2021? So she's a prospect still. She is the best prospect they've had since like Bianca Belair, women's wise, and probably overall in their developmental. So like her alone should be leading your way on the women's side, right? And you
Mhm.
can have the Cora Jades and Ivy Niles, who I actually think she's really solid. Like they have a lot of women that I think could develop. Tiffany Stratton's fantastic, like legitimately. They have people there, right? And then on the men's side, spoiler alert for those who don't want to be spoiled for NXT 2.0 recordings, you got Braun Breaker, of course. Braun Breaker, your NXT champion. You have Tyler Bate, who we talked up big time a week or two ago. You have a certain Ilya Dragunov now, who just reappeared, who I don't know if everyone knows, very good. So you're with those three alone, which I think could be your three core players for now
Mhm.
on the NXT brand, you get a little bit of everything, right? You can have the black and gold, and you can have the NXT 2.0 FCW more so. I think is the idea you should have for developmental, not NXT 2.0. But to me, it's a chance to do something that they very much need, and that's reinvigorate a brand that felt dead, uninspired. Build talent for Raw and SmackDown the right way, not with gimmicks that are from the early 1990s. And that's what I'm hopeful for.
Yeah, I think, the gimmick stuff, I would imagine would kind of go out the door. Some of it might stay, but some of it might go
Some
out
of
the
it got
door.
over. So
Yeah.
like Tiffany Stratton got over with her whatever the fuck she is. I don't know what she is.
Tennis player?
Yeah, I don't know. She was like daddy's little girl. Now I
Yeah.
think she just like
Or
is her.
no, the sleeping one. What's the sleeper one?
Oh, Wendy Chu.
Wendy Chu.
Yeah,
As
she's
much
actually
as
a good wrestler. Maybe she doesn't have to be that anymore.
that's true. I think what it also goes to show is that kind of what you're talking about is that they can do more of the big time matches on a show, but also a lot of like developmental shows.
Yeah.
Like people forget all the time, like
They're also back on their Florida loop too,
exactly right.
which is
Like
big time.
people say it all the time about like NXT of old and going back to NXT of old. And a lot of what NXT of old was they had big time matches on television, but they also had like a lot of less than 5 minute matches.
Right.
Like
Squash matches.
Rick Buggs
Yeah.
coming out, just like a random guy coming out on TV and then seeing if that works. And then
That was the yeah.
not only that, but also going back to tapings, which they also did. They did 3 dark matches on the 1 year anniversary show. Don't know if those are taped and going to be set for later. But then they also did 2 other tapings of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 16 matches.
Yeah.
So they're going back into that taping schedule. And one of the things that I thought, along with having picking up other indie
Supposedly the
talents and
tapings are just to redesign the um arena again.
oh, that makes sense too, to redesign
Yeah.
it to do the thing. That makes sense. I wouldn't be surprised if I was NXT, I would keep the tapings. Live sports is one
I agree.
idea, but
Yeah.
I would keep the tapings because I think one of the benefits of having the tapings is that you can tape a bunch of content, then you can train everyone, and that when they see them back on television, they're suddenly
It's
a month better instead of a week better.
it seems like they might be doing that with NXT Level Up,
Yeah.
is that they're gonna put wrestlers on there to develop still. which I think is great because that is taped, so you can work it through. Like someone told me the other day that like they've redone matches and then aired
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
So like that's great. I think NXT Level Up's a very good idea. Maybe you can bolster that up to kind of give your network something that people might find worth watching down the line. But yeah, I'm with you. Like I understand why it won't go full tapes because it's on TV. If
Yeah.
they went back to the network, it could be. But until then, I'm sure they'll go live. But here's the thing: they have enough people by now that have been in this NXT 2.0 or NXT Black and Gold. I also read that they're bringing back a lot of people
Yeah.
potentially for the NXT brand. Um, Now, how many of them are actually like big stars? You'll decide there.
Yeah, I mean,
But
they got
the
Apollo Crews in there. They're bringing in Ricochet. You know, they're bringing all
Yeah,
the
which
NXT
I
UK
think is good
guys.
people to have to mix with Tyler Bate, Ilya Dragunov, Braun Breaker. And I can't stress this enough. I think the women's like their women's developmental is like so much further than their men's
Hmm.
in terms of like I don't really count Tyler Bate and Ilya Dragunov
Yeah,
part of developmental.
me neither.
They're ready finished products.
Yeah,
But Braun Breakers like and Carmelo Hayes, who I think might either be going up or based off of this past week. But like those two, and then it's like, who else? At least with the women, I'm seeing development,
hmm,
right? Like that's the whole thing, and which is good because they need it. Because one after you get past like a certain point on the main roster, it's like, all right,
yeah,
gets a little bleak here. But it's a good, it's a very good thing. I don't expect it to be the NXT where you know every takeover was this must see
yeah. The
extravaganza.
2017, 2018, 2019 NXT.
But if you can touch any of that early stuff,
Yeah.
then you're on to something because I still think that stuff's really good.
Yep.
It fit what you were trying to do and it helped build stars.
Yeah.
Now, did Vince McMahon use them? That's a different conversation, but you get the point.
I completely agree. It's they're not returning to the NXT of 2017 hot run. They're returning to the 2014, 2015 NXT, more developmental, bringing in top stars from the main roster, the big time stars from the main roster to down to the
Which is
smaller
what they
level,
did back then.
which they did in that band. They're just doing it
Shout out
again.
Tyson Kidd.
Shout out CM Punk, Randy Orton. I guess I think they were there.
I think that was like Seth Rollins' time.
Yeah. Well, speaking about big time, it was announced that Ricky Steamboat.
Who said big time?
I said big time.
Okay.
So I can say that Ricky Steamboat was announced that he would be returning to the ring November 27th for Big Time Wrestling. So Ricky Steamboat, a guy that was supposedly pitched to be Ric Flair's last match, is kind of doing the same gimmick, saying, "Oh no, I see how much money you're making. I'll do my own thing with Big Time Wrestling." So he's returning to the ring. We don't know in what capacity yet, if it's a singles, if it's a tag, if it's whatever, but he will be wrestling once again November 27th for Big Time Wrestling. So Scotty, how will you be able to watch this show?
I won't.
Out of spite of Ricky
Uh,
Steamboat, or out of spite of Big Time Wrestling, or just unavailable?
I'm able to take your call. Please leave a message after
Have you seen a single Big Time Wrestling show?
No, but I think they actually come to Massachusetts sometimes, which is really funny.
They are. If you
Um,
look at any Big Time Wrestling like card, every single time it's this
the
ginormous.
Hardy Boys.
The Hardy
Based off
Boys,
based off of
FTR.
this website of Big Time Wrestling, the Hardy Boys is on every single poster.
FTR have also wrestled there countless times. I believe if
They
I'm
have
not,
a nice title belt.
yeah,
Have you
yeah.
seen their title belt? It looks like the IWGP World Title.
Hot damn, that's what I'm talking about, baby.
That's ridiculous, though.
Let's look up the last one in Webster, Massachusetts. This one had Penta L0M defeated PCO. This is FTR versus Brian Pillman and Brock Anderson. Alec Price is on the show. That's not bad.
That's who Kenny Omega was talking to, by the way, Brian Pillman.
The Briscoes were on a show. Hardy Boys were on the show. Oh, SAT wrestled the Briscoes and the Hardy Boys in the same exact show. Hot damn. Feels like warrior energy right there. But yes, Ricky Steamboat should be coming back very soon to wrestling. So well, maybe not coming back, but anyways, it was also announced this week that PWI 500 put out their new list of wrestlers who are the top of their field. Twitter took this list heartily and said, "We agree. We have no issues, no notes." But otherwise, we got the top 10 revealed here, Scotty. We had number 1, acknowledge him yourself, Roman Reigns. He's pointing to the sky with the finger that says he's number 1. Followed up by Kazuchika Okada, CM Punk, Adam Page, Bobby Lashley, Cody Rhodes, Bryan Danielson, El Hijo del Vikingo, Big E, and Jonathan Gresham. So thoughts on that top 10 list?
There's so many thoughts. Okay, first, by the way, I am going to be much more upset with the women's one than the men's one for obvious reasons of when Stardom is screwed out of first place.
Mm-hmm.
But
it's gonna be like number 1's gonna be like
it was Britt Baker last year, so it can't get worse.
I mean but that was supposed. I mean, do you suppose to be Thunder Rosa? I don't know if they would do.
No,
that.
Last year should have been Utami Hayashishita.
I agree. I agree.
Anyways, Ryan, my point is back to the top 10 of the men's. Can't argue Roman Reigns based off of their criteria.
Yep.
Can't was argue it.
Undefeated, unified the world championships.
He had the world title the entire time.
Yep.
Never lost it. Never lost. So can't fight that. Mm-hmm. Okay. Number 2 was Okada. Yeah, sure. Won the G1. Was the IWGP World Champion. Sure. Mm-hmm.
Very good.
Right.
Lost a couple.
CM Punk won a world title. Came back. Lit up the world.
Immediately lost the world title.
Also lit up AEW. But CM Punk was a draw. He had big wins, I guess.
Sure.
That was, I think, the point. He beat MJF. He beat other people, Eddie Kingston, Darby Allin, the list goes on and on.
Yeah.
I'm not disagreeing with CM Punk. CM Punk, I honestly expected Punk to be 2. So there you go. 4, Hangman Page. He was world champion during this time. He won the world title, lost the world title during this time. He beat Kenny Omega. He beat Adam Cole.
Bryan Danielson.
Archer. He beat Bryan Danielson
twice.
Once he tied him.
I think twice during the period. I think
they only have 3 matches.
Yeah,
I think went to a draw.
Yeah, wasn't the second one during the period? Oh yeah, he won the first one did go to draw. You're right. Okay. I'm not a historian. Get over it.
Anyways. Well, yeah, you cut me off. So Hangman Page makes sense. Is that the top 5? Yeah, did I get through the top 5?
Top 5. Number 5 would be Bobby Lashley.
Really?
Yeah, he's number 5 on the list.
He won a lot. I mean, if winning means anything, then he won a lot. He's risen the United States title, I guess. He was world champion at the beginning of the period. I think people forget that, right? Wasn't he?
I'm looking that up. I'm looking that up.
Yeah, because Big E cashed it. So yeah, I like Bobby Lashley. So those points there, I feel.
Yeah, technically he had he had a WWE championship twice during the evaluation period. The United States title is not included in the evaluation period. It's just he was a 2-time WWE champion.
In the evaluation period?
Correct. He came into the period as champion, then lost it, and then got it back on the 29th of January. Right. And then held it.
He was technically world champion this year. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I guess I can't disagree with that. Then if he was 2-time WWE champion, beat people, whatever. All right. The main point is, where the hell is Jon Moxley, guys? What are we doing? And I saw. I have mutuals with the editor on the Twitter, and I saw him explain why Moxley didn't get in there, and I just don't get it. I don't get it. I'm not gonna fight about it because in the end it's just a list. Who cares? Who gives a shit? But you have a criteria And there's literally no one more fitting of being in that top 10 more than Jon Moxley. I'm not saying he had to be number 1. I'm not saying he had to be top 5. I'm just saying he should have been in the top 10. Because here's the facts. I understand like world titles mean something, but Jonathan Gresham wrestled for a dead brand for like I don't know, his entire year.
Mm-hmm.
And then he lost the world title. Was that within the time? Might not been. But
looking at it
he was
now.
So I understand he was champion for the majority of it. But if wrestling big names is part of this and beating them, he didn't do that at all. So there's some people that shouldn't have made it. There's some people that should have. Elio Dave Vikingo out of nowhere. I don't know if you've watched, like, his title reign's been very like non-existent.
It's AAA. Titles don't matter there.
Right. So like that's just, it doesn't make sense. None of it makes sense.
Jonathan Gresham won the Ring of Honor World title during the evaluation period and did not lose it until after the evaluation period.
All right, but tell me how many normal important people he wrestled. He was just an indie wrestler.
He also won the Progress World Championship during the evaluation period.
Okay, so I guess I'm not saying he doesn't have point, but he came in 10th, so he's the one that I'm blaming here.
Yeah,
for Jon Moxley not getting in there. It just makes no sense. And then Will Ospreay, by the way, for various reasons, could have easily made this. He main evented Wrestle Kingdom. He had the Rev Pro World title, the Warrior of Wrestling title, other titles. He had the IWGP, but I guess we don't count that.
No, it was during the evaluation period.
It was, so it did count?
Yep.
So it did count. Okay, then you're hurting your cause here of why he wasn't in the top 10. It makes no sense. I mean, I know he lost a lot too, but like, come on.
Oh yeah, no.
It takes an eye test to know that Jon Moxley should probably be in the top 10. But it's funny because he tweeted "I suck" and moved on. So thank you for that, actually, PWI. I think that was funny.
Yeah. Jonathan Gresham also had 18 title defenses, technically, during his Ring of Honor reign. Well, I guess maybe 17 if you don't count the second to last one that didn't happen during the evaluation period. Yeah, no, it is a list, but I also like talking about this sort of stuff because it's another thing that's just like,
it's subjective at the end of the day. This list is not objective, and I will not agree to that.
Yeah, but it's also like, it's not objective, but it's interesting to decipher like how these things are decided, and interesting to talk about those sort of things. I'm going to talk about it a lot more upcoming the Red Leaf Retrocast. I'll be talking about the PWI 500 a lot more on that upcoming show.
How
about that? I got a guest spot. But yeah, I'm going to talk about that a lot more. You. Yes, hit me. But I have a lot of thoughts about the PWI 500, if that's unsurprising to anybody. But
that's why I wrote, I will make Ryan fight with himself about it.
Yeah.
Because I knew he would.
Yeah.
I'll be around for the women's one. I'll be ready to fight then.
Yeah.
I'm saving my breath. But who would be your top 5 based off their criteria?
Well, I would have to probably dive into stuff a little bit.
Roman Reigns.
Figure out. I think undoubtedly Roman is number 1. I think based on my personal top 10 in terms of, but if I had
that's not how this works.
Yeah, if I had to
criteria.
Being in their criteria, it's you cannot argue that Roman's not number 1. Unbeaten. Unified, was world champion the entire time. In fact, unified the world championships over at WWE.
2
main evented every show it was on for the biggest promotion in the world. You cannot argue that it's not Roman Reigns. Okada is a good pick. CM Punk, Adam Page. I would personally put Page higher than CM Punk. Bobby Lashley, 2W champions. Bryan Danielson should not be on the list for the top 10.
Bryan Danielson in the top 10?
Yeah, he's number 7.
Oh, this list is great then.
He
won 0 titles.
He lost,
but
he won 0 titles. Lost every big match he had.
But He's Bryan Danielson.
Yeah, but he's Bryan Danielson. But it's interesting that Bryan Danielson's so high because he's a great wrestler, despite losing all of his big matches and not winning any titles. But yet you have Will Ospreay, who is like 10, 20 spots lower than him, who is as good of a wrestler as Bryan Danielson.
Yeah, that's probably honestly the biggest
won 3 titles.
You can point out.
Won 3 titles.
Jon Moxley, who beat Bryan Danielson during this period.
Beat him during this period. He lost to Adam Page during this period. He lost to he was the guy that was pinned in the Anarchy in the Arena match. You know, it's just like, oh man, he lost a couple big matches. Why is he so high?
Theme song.
But he's a great theme song. So maybe those are the points that get us over the top. Yeah, no, I think Roman, Okada, Page, Lashley, I guess makes sense. I don't know. I mean, Gresham's not terrible, but I don't think he should be there that high. Yeah, then CM Punk, I guess. Yes, Reigns, Okada, Page, Punk, and then if I had to pick another guy, maybe Ospreay. I would bump Ospreay up that high because it's ridiculous that he is that low, I think. Anyways, PW, I'll be talking a lot more on the Red Leaf Retrocast, so stay tuned for that, folks. Let's get to AEW Grand Slam. Why not?
Yeah, babe.
Let's get into it. Grand Slam again.
I wish Bryan Danielson's song was playing for this.
I don't want to wish to. That's how it goes. I'm pretty sure.
I was born for greatness.
I come out dressing like an elf from Lord of the Rings. That's what the guy looked like. He looked like he was a Galadriel's brother in Rings of Power. Anyways, Grand Slam is happening this upcoming week. It's the Arthur Ashe Stadium show. A huge show last year, and this year is no different. We got 4 hours of TV. Rampage is getting a special 2-hour episode. We have, at time of recording, 10 matches to get to. It's pretty much another pay-per-view. If they had another 2 hours, they would fit another 5 matches in, and then we have All Out right there. So we have a huge stuff to get to. 6 world titles are getting defended, along with a bunch of other fun stuff. So how hyped are you right now, Scotty, if at all, are you for Grand Slam?
I'm very hyped because it feels like this is the show where you get back on track in every way, right? This is the ultimate reset. This is your All Out. This is your pay-per-view. This is it's huge and it's very exciting. I mean, you have Jon Moxley versus Bryan Danielson for the vacant AEW World Championship. It doesn't really get much better than that.
Yeah.
You have so many great title matches. I think everything has a chance to deliver. I think the atmosphere will be great.
Mm-hmm.
I think Rampage will even be good, which is always nice to say. It doesn't happen that much anymore, unfortunately. Yeah, I'm very excited. Getting a pay-per-view in the middle of the week's always a good time.
Has Jon Moxley and Bryan Danielson ever had
a
No. At
Revolution?
At Revolution, but have they ever had a title match together in WWE for like a world title? No. I'm trying to think.
Not for a world title.
Yeah, maybe for like a US title or something. But I think Danielson was out of injury when Moxley had the world title. I'm not a historian. But yeah, no, it should be very good. I like you said, I think
anytime he doesn't know, I'm not a historian.
You've solved my riddles. I'm not a
historian.
I completely agree with you. Is that like this is a big reset after All Out in a lot of ways. I mean, we saw like how the ratings are doing. This show's not selling out, but they also raised the ticket prices. So what do you expect? I imagine it's still going to be $1 million gate. It's unbelievable. It is like basically a whole nother pay-per-view fleshed out over the course of 2 days. So I'm excited for it. We got a lot of stuff to get to it. So let's start talking about that show. Let's start off first. AEW All Atlantic title match, Pac versus Orange Cassidy. We saw a little bit of out of character energy from Orange Cassidy during this build a little bit. With Superman punch into the jaw out of nowhere, but doesn't matter. We're going to have a good match here. These guys have a weird amount of really good chemistry. Pac is also playing a face, kind of a little bit. So I wonder, I wonder how that's gonna shake out. But I'm interested.
He can switch whatever he wants to.
I agree. I agree completely. So how do you feel about this
Uh,
match?
One, Pac should win. It would be wrong if he didn't.
Mm-hmm.
Two, to be really good. Should be really good. If you're, which you shouldn't, if you have the world title main eventing, like a normal company,
Yep.
I think this could be a great opener for the show. Great action back and forth. Even though you probably should start with the Acclaimed, honestly, because everybody loves the Acclaim. Easy. But this should be a great match. It's as good a mid card title match that we've had in AEW in a long while.
Yep.
So I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, this definitely feels big time, and I like that you brought up as the biggest mid card title in a while. TNT title not being defended this week.
Weird,
Do you?
but I guess because he's teaming with Joe.
Yeah, but do you think that this is a out of the ball pitch? I don't know if this is true at all. I'm still processing it all. Do you think they are sort of even playing fields, TBS, All Atlantic, or are they kind of moving the All Atlantic title up and moving the
TNT?
moving the TNT title down, sort of a, and
Well, I
that's
mean,
the
if you,
hierarchy.
I don't. Well, it depends. Do they want to tarnish the legacy of Cody Rhodes?
I don't know. Maybe they could.
Yeah,
I guess.
because maybe they hate that AEW is not as hostile when he was around, which is crazy. Just to think about. But
Yeah.
I no, I could see them want to at least make them even.
Yeah.
Because listen, the All Atlantic's a better looking belt. The All Atlantic's a cooler belt and a cooler idea. And here's the TNT title at one point was to be like the work rate title.
Yeah.
Like that's what Cody kind of established it as. Yes, I'm saying Cody for work rate, but he had really good open challenges every single week.
Mm-hmm.
Darby had some good matches. Miro was a good champion, but really when Miro became champion, I feel like it did shift a little bit. And I think the All Atlantic can become the work rate title now.
Mm-hmm.
And the TNT can kind of be like that chip that future guaranteed main eventers get, while the All Atlantic should be a title where maybe people that have long deserved a belt, like an Orange Cassidy, like a Pac,
Yeah.
that's what they win. And they'll travel with it. I think that's the best way to establish it. Because, Wardlow makes a lot of sense to win the TNT title. He wouldn't make sense to win the All Atlantic in the way I think they're booking it. So I think evening them out, but making them kind of serve different purposes makes a lot of sense.
I see what you're saying. It's sort of a U.S. Intercontinental title division.
Yeah, so like it's hard to like go with those because obviously they are different.
Yeah. Yeah.
And like it's hard to find a comparison, but because like there's not really a comparison for it. Like I can't even use Stardom's titles.
Yeah.
I because those are just so unique.
We
But
talked about
that's
that
a good.
we talked about that last
I
week
think
where
it's
they didn't really have like a mid card sort of title.
right. So it's I guess it's unique that we even have this conversation to begin with because I think it is taking shape. But if you establish this All Atlantic title as the work rate and the other one more so as the big like these are our main eventers, aka like when they probably do Wardlow versus Powerhouse Hobbs, you're like, yeah, this makes sense. Like I could see Ricky Starks more so win the All Atlantic rather than TNT. If that makes sense with this idea.
That's interesting.
Yeah, but
just a thought, I guess. But I think this match should be pretty good. They've had pretty good matches in the past.
I loved their first match.
I love the first match. This match will not even be similar to the first match.
It can't be. It can't be.
Orange Cassidy has changed so much since then.
That's also when he was still like fresh.
Yeah,
he was freshly squeezed. Now he's like pulp.
He's pulp. Pulp Orange. Yeah, what a nickname, Pulp Orange Cassidy.
Pulp.
Let's move on to next match. AEW Interim World Women's Title 4-Way match. Toni Storm versus Serena Deeb versus Athena versus Dr. Britt Baker DMD. This match came about following a tag team match between Storm and Athena versus Baker and Deeb. Deeb pinned Toni Storm, but despite that, we're still getting a fatal 4-way. Kind of a weird. It's not really
Athena
good.
Just lost the TBS title match like in 4 minutes.
Yeah, it's sloppy booking, I think, but otherwise, I think
it's the women's division booking.
Afterthought booking.
They didn't know that Hikaru Shida was going to Japan, so they still booked the match. And then they said, "Ah, shit, we got to do an injury angle
again."
What?
Again for this person?
Again. So no, Toni Storm's winning.
Yeah,
but hopefully they continue the Jamie Hayter thing because it was kind of weird how they did it because like people want to cheer for Jamie Hayter.
Yeah, so it appeared my reading on that is they want to keep Hayter as a heel, but then turn Baker face.
That is the complete wrong way to do it.
I agree. Now,
Jamie Hayter should be beating Jade Cargill.
Ooh, yeah.
There's no one else that makes sense.
That'd be pretty good.
Like
what about this?
Name someone else that makes sense.
Britt Baker. And then hold on.
I'm so sick of Britt Baker. I don't want her winning anything.
And then Jamie Hayter beats Britt Baker.
But Jamie Hayter gets a bigger win by beating Jade Cargill.
I agree. And then you can have Britt challenge Jamie Hayter, and that works still.
Yeah.
Because then at that point,
I fully expect them to give Britt Baker that accolade.
In your dream scenario as well, Britt Baker's heel, so then that would work naturally.
Yeah, my dream scenario, Jamie Hayter's the babyface because that's what people wanted. They wanted to see her win.
Yeah.
Is people forgetting that? People want to see her win. No one else. Not Toni Storm. Not Hikaru Shida. They want to see Jamie Hayter win.
Yeah.
Don't make this difficult.
Yeah, I don't know.
She can still have that like rebel mentality where everyone's her enemy. I think that works.
The anti-hero sort of idea.
Like, I don't like anyone.
The Pac face mentality of like,
pretty much.
No, I agree. I think this match should be pretty decent to good. I thought the tag match was pretty good.
It was fine. People like to talk up those matches like there's some amazing thing. I'm kind of sick of it.
Well, I'm not saying they're amazing.
I'm not saying you did. I'm saying people do.
I know. I'm not saying that they're amazing. I think that it was good. It was totally good. It wasn't like fine or bad. It was good. It wasn't great or anything. But for the women's division and where it's been as not of late, but where it's been in the past, I think is a really good match for that division to have. This match, I don't know what it's going to be like. I think it could be pretty good. You can hide some stuff from people. You can do it's 4 ways, so you can do no disqualification, kind of in a sense, right? So Jamie Hayter can be involved, do something with Britt Baker, cost Britt Baker the chance to win the title. I think
that'd be smart.
I feel like that's probably what they're going to do based on what happened at All Out, which would then, if that happens, that would then imply more maybe that they're trying to make Jamie Hayter the heel. What if that happens? The crowd will probably cheer for Jamie Hayter. So I don't know what will happen there. So it's very interesting.
The double-edged sword, I guess.
Yeah, we'll find out what happens here. But we're both thinking Toni Storm, so I don't think it's going to change anytime soon. AEW World Tag Team title matches. Speaking about title changes, Swerve and Our Glory, Keith Lee and Swerve Strickland versus Bowens and Max Caster. Fantastic tag match between Swerve and Our Glory and the Lucha Bros in this past Dynamite. I fully believe that was the plan was for that to be the Grand Slam match, and then they rearranged some things and obviously put in the Acclaimed here in this spot. Undoubtedly, everyone's been saying it. The Acclaimed should win this match. I was the person saying that they shouldn't have won the titles of the pay-per-view, but here they should totally win the titles here now. I'm slightly nervous that they might do heel heat stuff, but This is AEW. They don't typically do that, especially in kind of a hometown for the Acclaimed. So I fully expect a title change here for the Acclaimed, and deservedly so. They've been putting in great work recently.
Everybody loves the Acclaim.
Mm-hmm.
It's time. I think this is better for everyone because now you can go to Swerve versus Keith Lee, right? Keith Lee hasn't really shown the heel tendencies as much. He's just kind of been like, oh, all right, you're booing me.
Yeah.
I'll wrestle through it. I'll be the powerhouse. Swerve has. Swerve's great at it, right? That fits Swerve and what he does.
Mm-hmm.
So I think everyone benefits actually from this because listen, those two are too good to be a put together tag team right now.
Oh yeah, and you know
And you need them, I think, as contenders for all the titles, right?
yeah.
So I'm happy that they're going this way with them, and like I said, everybody loves the Acclaim. It's
and
time.
and who knows? Maybe it's like they're doing the basketball thing, right? Where they that's what Swerve and Our Glory is. They're doing the basketball Lakers thing. So trades happen as well. Maybe I don't know. Swerve want to trade out Keith Lee and bring in a different kind
Top
of.
dollar.
I was gonna, God, I had a whole bit plan. He ruined it. I was gonna say that he should bring in a different powerhouse. That's what I was
That'd
gonna
be pretty
say.
good.
But yeah, no, I think it's a title switch here. I don't think you do anything else. If you wanted to put it off and wait to the pay per view and use that to sell tickets, I think that might be harmful. For the Acclaimed, and the pay per view is not happening until November, so you have 2 months to wait for that.
It's
So
now or never.
I agree.
I mean, you can have whoever beat them. That doesn't really matter down the road. I don't even think their title reign needs to be long.
No, I think they should win it and lose
It's all
it
about the
at
moment.
Full Gear. I think, and then lose at Full Gear. I think that's totally fine. And then do you think we also get the first Mex caster rap after the media scrum? Do you think we're gonna get references?
Nah, I don't think so.
I think Max Caster,
maybe a brisk one, like nothing too bad, but I could see like a little jab.
something
We're
about
gonna
like
bury you like CM Punk in the media scrum.
good luck rhyming scrum or something. You're you can kiss my bum.
Both of you are bums. Kiss daddy bum. Daddy ass.
Something about how
all right, we're not rapping. This is over.
No, I had one.
We lost it. We lost it. It's over. It's over. We lost it. We lost it. I believe you. If it comes back, just say it.
It's still there.
Never. You gotta say. Oh, you gotta say it now.
I was gonna say something about how you guys are worse than Barbie and Ken. We would beat you 8 out of 10. That's what I was gonna do. Ring of Honor World Title. Anything? Any thoughts? Anything? God damn it! I'm not a good rapper.
I didn't expect you.
Ring of Honor World Title match: Claudio Castagnoli versus Chris Jericho. This match sort of came out of nowhere almost, but it's like, oh man, looking on the paper, it's pretty saucy, I gotta say.
Have yourself a match, huh?
Yeah, it's really just out of nowhere. Chris Jericho's like, you know what? We've been feuding all this time with BCC. You know what? I want that Ring of Honor title. I'm like, all right, I'm in for it. So, I definitely not getting a title change. That would be insanity if there was a title switch here. But yeah, Claudio.
I would change the title
because you want the insanity.
I want the insanity. I think giving Chris Jericho the accolade of a Ring of Honor World Champion is insane.
Mm-hmm.
I also want him to throw that belt in the trash and debut the new ones with the new logo.
Yeah.
That's really bothering me that all the belts are different. Really does. Like, they're all different. They all have different logos. It looks so stupid. I'm sorry. It's just the truth. Claudio should win, but I mean, did you see that Fozzy canceled shows because of a Chris Jericho injury? And I was like, this
really?
What is wrong with this guy? He keeps wrestling.
Really?
I think it's his voice.
I
think he heard his voice.
Well, he also had the nose issue, right? So maybe that breathing and
maybe.
all that stuff.
I don't know. Well, he keeps going.
He keeps going. I mean, I would say put it on Jericho. I like the idea of putting on Jericho simply because Cesaro was rated as 141 in the PWI and Jericho's 22. So that to me would mean they choose
the
Jericho.
John Moxley's fucked. Yeah, no, I think Claudio should win, but it's a great big win to give him.
Yeah, I completely agree.
Which is awesome.
Completely
agree. Really, really awesome. Like, you're gonna go down and you're gonna see a Ring of Honor World Title reign with Chris Jericho as a challenger. That's really cool.
Yeah, and it's a big win for Claudio. It's a good win for his career.
Also, really weird that Claudio's entire run in AEW has been like promos on Rampage.
And then that's true. The Rampage has sort of become a Ring of Honor territory.
I've seen people be like, "Oh, I'm so happy he gets promo time." And I'm like, I don't want him to get promo time. I just want him to wrestle.
Yeah.
Right? I watch him to wrestle.
Yeah. They are turning, actually, I thought about it. They are turning Rampage into a Ring of Honor territory, right? They have TV title matches, world title matches. Cesaro's on there almost every week. They're really doing like Ring of Honor stuff over there a lot. Except for in Buffalo, I guess. Then they have to do title switch there. But Claudio should win here. It's undoubtable here. It should be a good match, though. I believe it should be a good match. AEW World Title Grand Slam Tournament of Champions final match: Bryan Danielson versus Jon Moxley. We've already sort of talking about it. Bring it back to the Revolution match of 20. Was that this year? 2022. I think it was. Yeah. That match was fantastic. This match should be, I feel like, even better. You got a world title on the line. Jon Moxley coming in here. He doesn't have time for any of this. He wants to go on vacation. He has no interest. No, he has interest, but he's no like, I got better stuff to do sort of thing. Feeling about him. Bryan Danielson coming in, great wrestler, but seemingly going to come in injured now after his match of Jericho with a hurt foot. Love to see how Moxley handles that. How do you feel about this match coming up on Wednesday?
It should be. I think it can reach the levels of. I won't say Danielson versus Omega, but I will say right below that. Mm-hmm. I think it can be special. It can be AEW's match of the year. I don't doubt that for a second. It has that ability, right? Mm-hmm. Big atmosphere, big stakes.
Yep.
Two of the best in the world.
Already previously
Blackpool
put on
Combat Club. Yep. 1-on-1.
Previously already put on a fantastic match. So there's the ability.
Bryan Danielson selling the leg. Selling the leg, baby.
We're getting some limb work. Yeah, baby.
This should be, it should be excellent. I can't wait for it. And Bryan Danielson should be walking out as the AEW World Champion.
Previous match rated by Dave as 4.75.
Also, I firmly believe this. I think you should be, you should go into a Moxley MJF feud and put off MJF's title challenge for a little bit longer.
I completely agree. I think, and use it as two things, right? You use it as Danielson, world champion, ratings draw over here. MJF, ratings draw over here. Yes, this together might get you bigger ratings, maybe, but this can give you
down the line.
Yeah, the whole thing that Tony Khan does is he wants to, instead of one pop of big ratings, he wants to sustain ratings throughout the show. So MJF and Danielson doing two different things would be a good idea. MJF Moxley, that can be the pay-per-view match. That can maybe be for the buy-in ship. I don't know how this whole thing works. We're seeing it, how it works in real time. Maybe it's do you think they're going to treat it like a cash-in and do some sort of cash-in after this match?
No, because I think I've seen enough people scared that would happen.
Yeah.
That they wouldn't do that.
I think it's also foolish to do it as a cash-in. If Tony Khan loves ratings so much, you announce when he's cashing it in and use that as a ratings draw or a pay-per-view draw. You don't do it suddenly and lose a ratings pop like a potential world title change. So I don't think that's a good idea. And I don't see that as Tony Khan doing something like that. Also, it's WWE, and just change it up by doing a Lucha Underground style, the Gift of the Gods title. So do that where you announce it the week before or something like that. I don't know. We'll find out. But no, this main event should be fantastic. I'm super excited about it. I would have loved if Moxley squashed Sammy Guevara leading into this, so that you have the ability to tell the story of Moxley squashing fools going into it, and then Danielson going into it injured, and then playing that out. I think that would have been fun. But alas, I think that we're still going to get a good match nonetheless. But we'll see how it goes. AEW Rampage, Grand Slam Rampage, Grand Slam Page. There we go. Tag team match.
Hangman Page.
Grand Ram Slam Page. Adam Page. Jericho Appreciation Society, Angela Parker and Matt Menard versus Hook and Action Bronson.
I feel nothing for this match.
You feel nothing for this match? But Action Bronson.
I feel nothing.
But Action Bronson?
I feel nothing.
He's a rapper. He's a chef guy.
That's great. Chef?
Yeah. He was a chef before he became a rapper.
Oh.
Fun fact, actually.
Aren't we all?
Aren't we all Aren't we all chefs before we become rappers? Yeah. He was a chef before he became a rapper.
You're a chef.
Yeah, it should be a fun little, tag
you don't
match.
Have to lie.
No, I mean, I'm not lying. I think it's gonna be a fun 5-minute, 7-minute tag team match. Pop the crowd, see Action Bronson do a suplex or something.
Yeah.
Or dive off the top rope. I feel like that's something you would want to do. And then Angela Parker and Matt Menard, who are good, doing good stuff. So I think that'd be fine. Eddie Kingston versus Sammy Guevara, the match that would have been at All Out, but got delayed due to a backstage interaction. It's now happening here at Grand Slam. Thoughts on this match?
Look at them putting over their differences to put on a money match. Well, this isn't a money match, but you get my point. I was trying to make a point about Kenny Omega and CM Punk, but whatever. No, this should be good. It should be weird because obviously, they're very different wrestlers. They have very different styles, but if they can work off their real life feud at one point, it should be. I think it could exceed expectations.
Yeah, I think this is just another match in the BCC saga versus JS saga. Completely agree. Will they play into that? Maybe. I could see them playing into the sort of backstage interaction stuff. I don't know how you do that. I guess we'll find out. Maybe.
Well, you know what they say. Everybody loves the Acclaim.
Yeah, I guess they do. It appears they do. TBS title match, Jade Cargill versus Diamante, happening at Rampage Grand Slam. Do you suspect a title switch to Diamante, who hasn't been on AEW television since December of 2020?
No.
Yeah. Should be good. I don't
know. No. Why should I have any belief that this should be good?
That's fair. Powerhouse Hobbs versus Ricky Starks. All right, now let's get into the meat of things. let's get into some good matches.
Powerhouse.
There's no way this match is going to be another squash. Right? No. There's no way. If it was, I would happily welcome it. That would be hilariously awesome. But I doubt it. That would be crazy, but I highly doubt that's going to be the case. Ricky Starks feels like he's got to win this, right?
Sure feels like he has to.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. There's something about Hobbs. Something about Hobbs right now.
Yeah.
He feels big. It feels like Ricky can lose and not lose an ounce of fandom or anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. I talked about this with someone recently. It's like You know how like the Cody Rhodes Seth Rollins feud, like Cody Rhodes won all 3 matches,
Yep.
yet Seth Rollins still benefited from it.
Which, to be fair though, Cody was also injured on the third one and that never came
He
back.
was, but I still think
But
Rollins
yes,
caught fire in a lot of ways,
I agree.
Despite losing
Mm-hmm.
all 3 matches, all 3 major matches. I'm not saying to have Ricky Starks lose 3 matches,
Yeah.
but I'm saying he can lose this match and still catch some sort of fire from it. I kind of expect them to go 50-50 booking, but
Yeah.
it'd be cool if they just had Hobbs beat him again.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I think the idea is obviously the storytelling here is that Ricky Starks is trying to prove to Hobbs himself that he is not a loser. The reason why Hobbs broke up with him as a tag team. So it is you have to prove it to Hobbs. You'll prove it to all of us that he's not a loser. If he loses again, would it be doubling down on a story that's already gotten proven? Maybe. I think it's possible you do a third match, but I agree. I think it's 50-50. Then you do a third match down the line. Ricky Starks wins that one. And then, all the more reasons from there. I also like the idea, however, of Ricky Starks never able to beat Hobbs. There's something about that I really enjoy. But we'll ultimately see if that ever plays out. But no, either way, I agree. I think Ricky Starks should get the win here. It definitely shouldn't be a squash. I don't think Ricky Squash is squashing Hobbs.
No,
so
unless he like cheats or something.
No, and I don't think Ricky would do that. His character would do that currently. I think it's all about getting the dub, as the kids say. We also have a singles match here: Rey Fenix versus Jungle Boy. I feel like these guys have wrestled before in a singles match, and it was pretty good. I don't know why I think that. They haven't? Why do I think that? Was it a tag match, maybe?
They said it was the first time ever, so.
Then maybe it was a Lucha Bros.
It was a tag.
Lucha Bros versus Jurassic Express. But if I recall from that exchange, why I'm remembering it, it probably was pretty good. So I imagine it's going to be, again, pretty good here. Who do you have winning here? Jungle Boy? I feel like he almost has to get the win.
I don't know. Why would I ever expect Jungle Boy to win?
I agree. And I'm the Jungle Boy hater around here, but it's like, I don't know. I mean, Rey Fenix is a guy that could eat a loss, I think, here in this moment.
Yeah.
But it's also
weird.
It's also Jungle Boy. I don't know. I feel like I don't know. Christian's gonna be out for 8 to 9 months. So you need Jungle Boy to do something else all of a sudden. So it's.
I don't know what you're gonna do with Jungle Boy. You gotta do something for sure.
Yeah.
He kind of feels like he's in trouble, no matter what.
Yeah, it feels like he has to win here because he lost against Christian, and he lost so much heat or love or whatever immediately against Christian. So it almost feels like he has to get it back by beating Jungle Boy or beating Phoenix.
He has so little momentum.
Yeah.
It's not like you couldn't have less momentum than this Jungle Boy fella. Yeah, he seems like he's in trouble.
Yeah, I don't know why they had Christian beat him. Don't understand why they had Christian beat him, knowing that Christian was going to be out for 8 months, 6 to 8 months.
It's mind-boggling.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. Now Jungle Boy is kind of just screwed. I feel like, and he's literally on the hamster wheel now, and it's more so than he already has been. But it's just
funny to think about.
Yeah, Jungle Boy, baby. I'm telling you, Jungle Boy, weakest pillar of the AEW pillars, I guess.
I disagree. I think Sammy Guevara's fucking so beyond gone.
Someone, I believe it was Garrett Kidney, tweeted that Sammy Guevara.
It's like the worst battle between these two.
I know.
It's like, who's more useless?
So Garrett Kidney tweeted out something about how Sammy Guevara is the Dolph Ziggler of AEW.
Oh my god! I don't know. I liked Dolph at one point.
Didn't we all like Sammy at one point?
I never liked Sammy.
All right. I try to think of what the comp for Jungle Boy is, and I came up with Apollo Crews.
Oh my god! Why don't you just bury the poor fella?
Well, I feel like I've done that significantly.
Let me just go get Let me just go get the shovel for you.
Yeah,
and you can bury him.
I'm more than happy to. And then we have probably the main event. No DQ match: Darby Allin and Sting versus the House of Black, Brody King and Buddy Matthews. Good to see that they're continuing the House of Black name with Brody King and Buddy Matthews. People are all concerned that they would immediately break up. No, just keep them around. You know, if Malachi Black, what he says is on Prestige is correct, it's a see you later, see you down the road. There's a good chance that he's going to be back. So why break up the name? So we'll see how that goes. But Darby Allin Sting here, of course, is going to be a win. But the real question is, what high thing is Sting going to jump off of?
It should be. I just know it'll be a great match because Sting and Darby Allin, they have some of the most exciting matches. And then these two, Brody and that was the guy's name, Buddy Murphy,
Brody and Buddy
Murphy? Buddy Matthews. Sorry, Buddy Matthews. They're solid. So I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I think it should be totally solid. I mean, we saw what Brody and Darby can do, especially in an ODQ setting, that coffin match. So that should be good. We saw what Sting can do in a wild and crazy brawl kind of match. I think it'd be foolish to think it will be any different / any.
Stop yawning.
It's gonna be good. Yes, guys.
Jungle Boy got me.
Jungle Boy got you the snooze button. Well, that was AEW Rampage. Is Rampage? So wait, what time is Rampage? By the way,
10.
Is that 10 p.m. again this Friday? 2 hours.
This Friday at 10 p.m.
I know for a fact I'm not watching. I watched Rampage live last year, and I had no feeling in my entire body about Homicide showing up in the main event.
Rampage, baby.
So if it's that again, I'm not gonna be jazzed, I guess. But we'll see what happens, I guess. I can't even see.
If I yawn again, I'm gonna scream. This is ridiculous.
Hold on to it.
I'm trying.
I'm also seeing here that is that just when the show is on air? This says show starts at 7 p.m. I think it's just for the dark tapings and stuff. Okay, never mind. So Rampage Grand Slam happening this Wednesday. I'd say get into it. Should be a very good. I think all of them. I think every match. I don't think there's a stinker of a match here, really. I mean, Jungle Boy Ray Phoenix is still kind of like who the hell cares about it? But I think it's still gonna be a good match.
Sure.
I think there's just a lot of stuff here. I think if I was Jungle Boy, I would be not belted up, but start looking for that All Atlantic title. Start being a work rate guy. Maybe against Phoenix. Maybe that's the move. I don't know. So we'll see what happens there. But let's talk about Impact Victory Road. Like I said, it is a Impact Plus show happening September 23rd, which again I believe is this Thursday. I'm wrong. It is this Friday, September 23rd. Scotty, I sent you the events of what the card is. I figured you might want to run down the show, and I'll give you the thoughts and everything because your boy watched 9 episodes of Impact to prep for this preview for Impact Victory Road. 9 episodes. I watched. Did I need to watch that? Of course, I got a job to do. Did I watch the last episode, the Go Home show before it? No, it hasn't aired yet. Did I watch the show previous? No, I haven't. That was the one I missed. But I watched 9. It was like 9 shows, about 5 matches a show, probably 45 to 50 matches I watched over the course of 2 days. So Impact, and can I say this, Scotty? Impact Wrestling Television, pretty good. There's some, every once in a while you get like a squash. Every once in a while you get a little stinker of a match. but they've also had a lot of really good 3.5, 3.25, a lot of 3+ star matches. No 4 stars on TV, but otherwise, pretty good television. I gotta say, I would recommend watching Impact Television. It's been pretty good as of late. So that's my
I'm good.
that's my recommendation. But yeah, if you don't want to, I get
this
it.
card's terrible.
This card, it's not a great card, is it? It's not.
It had potential, but it's awful.
It had potential for sure.
They said Mike Bailey will face a former Ring of Honor talent, and they said Jordan Grace will face. Actually, this one's not bad. Never mind. I didn't see who it was. All right, that's a little okay. But no, this card's bad.
They did say Jordan Grace will face a Masha Stanovich pick your poison. And I hyped up the idea that it could be Jungle Kiona.
It is not the Jungle Kiona.
Not. It is I guess another Joshi talent in a way. In a way.
All right, let's go through this card because the more I look at it, the more I want to fall asleep. Tasha Steelz versus Killer Kelly. Hey, Killer Kelly, what's up? Welcome.
Yeah, so Killer Kelly, she's been doing video packages for a while.
Did you say Kelly?
No, Killer Kelly.
Oh, okay.
Killer Kelly has been doing a bunch of video packages.
Killer Kelly.
She debuted by beating up 2 OVW jobbers. Then she destroyed one of them again in the following week's taping. She did a not really good match, not really a squash between her and Savannah Evans. And the idea here is that Killer Kelly, sort of a mechanistic, Black Widow-esque type character, kind of, against Tasha Steelz, who says, this is, what's Tasha Steelz' gimmick? This is my world. This is my world, and you're invading it. So, I'm gonna put you at the pasture, show you I'm the best, yada, yada, yada. So I think this is also Tasha Steelz' first match since that Against All Odds show against Jordan Grace, where she got dumped on her head. So good to see Tasha Steelz back. She is undoubtedly losing to Killer Kelly based on this stuff, but otherwise, Scotty, the match is not going to be that good. Killer Kelly is, they're just squashes, but she does not look that good on TV. I'm at least I'm not into it. It's squashes, so it's hard to tell, but just her running and all this other stuff, it's her movements are just very awkward, and it's just not she's playing confidence. She is not confident, if that makes sense. That's the best way I can describe Killer Kelly. Tasha Steelz is confidence, so I want to see that matchup for sure, but I don't think it's going to be good.
All right, let's get going. Mike Bailey defends the X Division Championship against Delirious.
Yeah, so Mike Bailey has been defending the X Division title pretty much every single episode of Impact. He has successfully defended it, I want to say 10 times. And they are teasing the idea that, or at least on television one match, they are teasing the idea of him potentially beating Christopher Daniels' all-time record of 13 successful title defenses. If you put that together, if he beats Delirious, that would be 11. He does another one at a taping, that's 12, and 13 can easily be at Bound for Glory. Then you do 13, I guess, you tie it, and then Bound for Glory, you break it at 14. Maybe that one's against Christopher Daniels. That would be fun. That would be a good one. You can get Christopher Daniels in here for that Bound for Glory match. But otherwise, yeah, it's another match on the road to breaking the record for Speedball Mike Bailey. If you've seen any indie match with him, he's great. Delirious is a fool, but he is pretty good, I guess. But Speedball has been fantastic. He's pulling out great matches out of Vincent. He's pulling out great matches out of Kenny King. He's pulling out great matches out of pretty much anyone on the Impact roster. So any indie event you've ever seen. So this is at a baseline, it's going to be a good match. So get excited for that. Are you excited about Delirious coming in?
I'm not going to watch any of the show.
It's been decided. It's been decided.
Jordan Grace faces Max the Impaler 1-on-1.
Yeah, a little Impact versus NWA. And it is NWA. It's not Tokyo Joshi. It's not some random indie. It is Max the Impaler with Father James Mitchell, who is an NWA act. So Scotty's excited about that. He keeps up with the NWA, Billy Corgan all day. I think Max the Impaler is pretty good. I mean, I don't know how you feel about Max the Impaler. But I think a lot of indie talents that are sort of out there, I think she's pretty good. I was seeing pretty decent stuff out of Ring of Honor before it disbanded. NWA, she hasn't been bad. I mean, I didn't see her Tokyo Joshi match. I figured you might have. But Jordan Grace, it should be Battle of the Hosses. So that should be fun. Have you seen her Tokyo Joshi match?
No, I just know she ran through Palm Harajuku. I don't watch Palm Harajuku matches, so no, I didn't see it. Right. But I just know she came off very well, or they came off very well. Sorry. Very sorry on that. Maxi Pillar goes by they, right?
Yes, they.
Okay, so my bad. Sorry. Triple Threat Revolver winner will challenge for the X Division title at Bound for Glory. Wait a minute. I thought Black Taurus won an X Division title match.
I don't think so.
I saw something recorded where it said he won a whatever.
Might have been maybe like a contenders match to get into this match, maybe.
Well, here are the names that are entered into it. Kenny King, King, Laredo Kid, Alex Zane, Trey Miguel, I almost forgot his name, Frankie Kazarian, Black Taurus, Mia Yim, and the man we love to see, Yuya Uemura. This should be good. This should be pretty good. I don't know what a triple threat revolver is though. So
it is basically a triple threat match, gauntlet match. So it's a triple threat. When someone gets pinned or submitted, another person replaces them in the match. So it's gauntlet style.
It's kind of messy.
A little messy. It's triple threat. It's Impact, so it's always a tiny bit messy with the matches. But it's basically a triple threat gauntlet match is how it's basically done. So, I mean, these guys are all pretty good. Yuya Uemura did a great job against Kenny King the other day. And Trey Miguel, Taurus, Laredo Kid, Alex Zane. I mean, Kenny King, Frankie Kazarian coming in on the spot too from AEW. That's good. Mia Yim has a little beef with Kenny King. There's a little triangle here of Kenny King.
Hey, how's your beef? Sorry.
Mia Yim, Yuya Uemura sort of beef with Kenny King, so that should be good. Yeah, no. They did my boy Kenny King dirty on Impact. He won the X Division title over Speedball Mike Bailey, but then some referee said that, oh no, you didn't win. You actually held on to Maria Kanellis' hands to have added leverage to get the win. And that it wasn't, he wasn't holding the ropes. It was just another person. I think that's totally fair.
You're in way too deep.
He is Kenny King, mice man.
All right.
I got to recognize the king, recognize the crown, recognize the royalty. Rest in peace, queen. Moving on.
Mickie James enters the Ric Flair road to retirement, as if she loses, she retires, or for some reason. She will be facing Giselle Shaw in a match of the quintessential diva versus I don't know what Mickie James's nickname is. So there you go.
Yeah, I think
I just knew Giselle Shaw's nickname. I really wanted to say it.
They described it as the last rodeo for Mickie James. Yeah, I think the idea is if I lose, I'm done, but I have to. I imagine if she wins the Impact World title, she's going to stick around. So basically, the idea is that she is reproving herself.
I can't believe you watched Impact TV to catch up to Victory Road.
I did, man. I got to catch up to Impact Television, and like I said, it was pretty good. I recommend. We've been talking about it with the pay-per-views. And also, by the way, don't be dogging on them. We talk about the shows, the pay-per-views, the stuff that we're watching.
By far is their worst of the year.
Is that on paper? On paper,
it's gonna be the worst.
Yeah, that might be true. But no, yeah, I think the TV has been good.
Usually, the X Division match is the redeeming quality, and this time it is not the redeeming quality.
I think it could be a sleeper. I think it could be a sleeper. Good. It's Mike
Delirious.
Bailey, but it's Mike Bailey. Delirious isn't awful. He's just a gimmick. I think it's just I don't know. The reason I wanted to the reason I also wanted to watch Impact Television is because we were talking about how their pay-per-views and shows have been very good as of late. So I wanted to see if their TV lived up to that as well. And it kind of has. I mean, it's been pretty good. It's not as good, I think, as their big shows, but I don't think you necessarily.
So what you're saying is that you're saying you like Impact more than AEW.
No,
that's what you're saying.
Definitely not.
That's what you're saying. Everyone, Ryan is saying that he likes Impact more than AEW, is better than AEW.
Yep.
And this is the show to go. He's walking the victory road.
If I wanted to really anger Scotty, I would say that I like Impact more than Stardom, and that would just make him.
That would just be the worst lie of all time.
That would end the podcast right then and there.
If you said that, you would just be lying.
I like Impact more than I like the NWA and MLW combined. Does that count? Does that work?
Congratulations.
So does everybody else. Giselle Shaw, Mickie James. Mickie James back on the road to redemption. She beat Rochelle Rose. She beat somebody else. I forget who it was. And now it's Giselle Shaw. Her entire faction collapsed around her, pretty much by Masha Slamovich. And so yeah, it should be fine. I mean, I think Giselle Shaw is decent. Mickie James is obviously good, so I think it should be a good little match here. Nothing too wild. Nothing too wild about it, though.
All right, we got Honor No More versus what in the world? Versus the team of Impact World Champion Josh Alexander, Rich Swann, and Heath.
Yeah, so would you another reason to watch television? Would you believe me, Scotty, if I said that the biggest beef that the biggest annoyance that the Honor No More have had as of late has been Heath? And that is their biggest gripe in this 6-man tag. Of course.
Dude, I can't believe they're still going with the Honor No More thing.
Yeah. Well, Honor No More should also be said. Matt Taven and Mike Bennett are the now tag team champions. So you also have the tag champions in this match. Eddie Edwards is challenging Josh Alexander at Bound for Glory next month. So there's also that. But Heath has basically been a nuisance in every Honor No More match for like a month, 3 months now or so, like interrupting matches at the end, distracting Honor No More guys so that they end up losing, coming out of nowhere after they're celebrating and doing a little, they're doing his finisher on them. So it's been interesting to say the least, but their big gripe is with Heath here, and then maybe if the 6-man, the good guys get the win here. We'll have Eddie Edwards, Josh Alexander at Bound for Glory for the titles, and then maybe it's OGK versus Swann and Heath for the titles. I don't know. Well, remains to be seen, I guess. But who knows? Who knows? That's the 6-man. Aren't you hype and ready for Heath, who has been, like I said, a nuisance for Honor No More? And I don't think there's any stipulations where if they lose, they no longer exists or something. It's just basically momentum into Bound for Glory.
The main event is a barbed wire massacre match, as it will be Sami Callihan versus Steve Maclin versus Moose.
Yeah, these guys have been sort of feuding for a while now. Moose and Sami Callihan have been feuding since Sami Callihan returned. Maclin got involved at the Against All Odds pay-per-view that I was attending at. In that Raven Clockwork House of Orange or whatever match. Steve Macklin got involved in that match against all odds, and now it's sort of involved into a three-way, and now we're heading straight into a barbed wire massacre triple threat. Moose, surprisingly fun at death matches. Sami Callihan, however you feel about him is however you're going to feel about him. He's either good, he's either great, he's either bad, and he's either slow. I don't know. He was good years ago, but I don't know anymore. Kind of past his prime, I would say. Steve Macklin, you and I have been loving Steve Macklin on Impact. I think, I don't know if he'll win here. Steve Macklin has been also pretty good against Sami Callihan, so I'm excited about it. I'm excited about this. I think this is a solid main event for this sort of Impact Plus show. It's not a big pay-per-view or anything, but for this kind of show, hey, solid little main event here.
This show's bad.
I like how you don't have any other take other than this show is bad.
No, because I'm upset.
Why are you upset? Because you don't even want to engage in discourse about the show.
I legitimately gave Impact a lot of credit for putting together shows of interest.
Yeah.
And this one had potential, and it just sucks. On paper, it sucks. It's so upsetting to me.
Yeah.
Hopefully Bound for Glory delivers.
Yeah, Bound for Glory. They don't have, like I said, they have the world title match announced, of course. I don't think they have any other matches announced yet. I think it's just the world title match. I'm looking it up. Oh, they have Jordynne Grace versus Masha Slamovich for the Knockouts title.
Yeah, which is something I'm looking forward to.
Like I said, I would really love to see here, and I think it's certainly possible.
Take me home.
A Mike Bailey versus Christopher Daniels on a 14th to break the record. A little Tanahashi Okada gimmick.
Not the same.
Not the same by any means, but I think it's possible. It's Daniels, so it's certainly possible.
That'd be a good one.
Tag titles.
But that's not happening because whoever wins that triple knockout, whatever the fuck it's called, is going to Bound for Glory to challenge.
You're right. I totally forgot about that.
That's awesome.
I did a whole part.
Appreciate your happiness about it.
God, I totally forgot about that. I had a whole thing in my head and ignored
it. We'll take Yuya Uemura.
That could be good. For selfish reasons. Alex Zane?
That could be good.
Alex Zane?
This mother trucker tried to convince me that Delirious might be good. And he said it could be good if Yuya Uemura is in it. It's
going to be better. It's going to be better.
Just give me Black Taurus.
Who is he not?
Why are we still talking about Impact?
I'm not done talking about Impact. Who is
Impact's going into the NWA bid.
It actually could be.
They give me a better show.
It actually could be Frankie Kazarian. If you do Frankie Kazarian, then you also have the tie-in to Christopher Daniels. And then I still win.
I think I'd rather Christopher Daniels.
I think
Frankie Kazarian has me blocked on Twitter.
Yeah, I think the only people that he has not defended the X Division title against have been Yuya Uemura, Frankie Kazarian, and Mia Yim. I am unsure about Alex Zane, but I believe everyone else he's defended the title against, so I don't suspect that they'll do that again. So I'm expecting Frankie, Yuya, or Mia, and I'm going to guess it's going to be Frankie. My money's on Frankie. There we go. Impact. Victory Road, again, happening. Impact Plus this Friday.
That deflated me, brother.
That did. You got deflated real hard. Let's see if we can pick it up for the Noah Grand Ship in Nagoya Pro Wrestling Love Forever .2 show. This is a pretty big show. This isn't the Tokyo Dome show, for Keiji Muto. This is just another one of his last matches.
It's not until February.
Yeah.
21st, I think.
Yes. But we got pretty much every title being defended here as well. So let's go through the card. Let's start off with
for the one title that I want the damn guy to lose.
Which is?
the GHC National. That's on the day. I think it's the next day.
I think you're right. But let's talk about the main event here. It is Kano versus Kaito Kiyomiya. Kaito, of course, won the N1 victory. So it is going to be Kaito against Kano. I mean, what do we think is going to happen? We think Kaito is going to win the title, or is Kano going to have a successful defense?
One, they had a great showcasing in a tag match from earlier this week that really has me excited for this title match. I think the story they're gonna now tell, maybe I'm wrong, is that he leans too much on the Muto stuff, and we talked about this, and that's instantly his downfall in this match. He leans on it too much instead of trusting his own stuff, and that's where he loses to Kano in the end. Yeah. This should be fantastic, truthfully. I mean, for me, it's gonna be tough to become the Noah match of the year. I think Keiji Muto versus Kaito Kiyomiya was legitimately like almost perfect in execution and the way they told that story. But if you're looking for just pro wrestling action, this has a chance to be special. I would not have Kano lose. It's his first defense.
Is it his first defense? I thought he defended it successfully before.
Not because he went right into the N1.
Yeah, that's also the other problem as well, is that you have Kano almost looking past this match towards the Tokyo Dome show, saying that he wants to defend the title against Keiji Muto. So you have that as a potential story as well with Kano versus Keiji Muto. So if that's the case, does this, it's a conversation of every big match Kaito, right? If Kaito loses here, if Kaito loses here, is this bad for Kaito?
No. Kaito is in a spot, right, where it's like he is their ace. So I don't know. He's such a you and me have kind of been through this. It's like really hard to talk about Kaito because obviously he's already been champion. He has a year-long reign to his name.
Yeah.
But like it still feels like he's trying to get his first world title at the same time.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think it hurts him because if you do the Muto moves story and focusing way too much on that rather than being himself, it will be okay. But he should be winning this title. He should be beating Kano. It just shouldn't be now.
Can I give you a fun little dream scenario for Scotty Edwards?
For me?
Yeah, for you.
Sure.
So Kaito wins here. Wins the title off Kano.
Poor Kano.
Keiji Muto, though, still likes the idea of going for the title at the Tokyo Dome. And, he lost to Kaito Kiyomiya before, and maybe he agreed to it because he then challenges Kaito Kiyomiya for the GHC title and then beats Kaito Kiyomiya in his last match ever to become the GHC heavyweight champion. How do you feel about that?
Just do it. Piece of shit. That'd be amazing. I would legitimately stand up and clap.
That's an all-time booker right there, Keiji Muto.
Here's the thing about Muto, right? It's like I know people have their gripes with him, and he's earned them. But he is probably going to sell with his retirement. He's probably going to have the highest ticket sales for his show next year. In Japan.
Yeah.
And when I say probably, I mean he definitely is.
Oh, it's selling like hotcakes, and they're even expensive tickets too.
They haven't even opened to the general public yet.
Jesus Christ.
It's only open to Noah Fan Club right now, and then Wrestle Universe members in October, and then the general public in November. That thing is going to, don't get me wrong, Wrestle Kingdom is going to sell great because it's back to one night.
Yeah.
But this show is going to be bonkers, right?
Yeah.
And it's going to be packed with just stars up and down the card. Really hoping Sting gets on there. For obvious reasons. But
yeah, we've heard rumors that Keiji Muto is like asking like top stars that he's wrestled in the past to be on the show,
which is great. I still think he faces Okada to end his career.
Yeah,
but him winning the GHC World Title, that'd be great. That'd be great for so many reasons.
Like there's the one aspect of the show is already probably on track to sell out. You really don't have to put him in a world title match to end it.
No, but I think you should put him in a singles match. Obviously.
Yeah, it should be a singles match. I agree. Okada would be great, but it's like the fact that it's already his last match is already selling tickets.
I wish he had enough steam in his body left to do a Muta match and a Muto match on one show. I know he's going to do the Muta match the month before, but that would be so funny if he could have done that.
What if it was just Muta versus Sting 1-on-1?
Exactly. Yeah. Like that would have been sick. Who wouldn't pay to see that?
I don't know.
That'd be amazing.
But the point I guess is that
they just both no sell everything. And then it ends via double countout.
And they missed each other. Double countout, missed each other. Yeah,
I'm gonna miss Keiji Muto, man.
The idea here is that you don't have to do a world title for Keiji Muto's last match. It's already selling hotcakes. Doesn't matter.
Shouldn't. You shouldn't.
It doesn't matter what match it is. So just
put a. You know what would be sick, and I don't think this will happen, if they got all three major companies to have a world title match on this show.
So New Japan.
All Japan, New Japan, and Noah. That would be so cool.
3 major Japanese Puro companies.
Yeah, the IWGP world title, the GHC, and Triple Crown. Because listen, none of them are main evented.
And you're saying that Keiji Muto is going to challenge all of those
he's
titles?
going to win them all. He's going to stack them all.
It's going to be a gauntlet match.
He's going to get his own version of that Roman Reigns shirt of like punch him, stack him, pin him, or whatever, and leave. He's going to have one of those shirts. It's going to be great. No, but I think this show has a lot of potential to be like just such a special show. Not the one this Sunday. Actually, the one on this Sunday is really good. I'm not gonna lie to you, but that show has a chance to be really special. So I look forward to it.
Kind of plays into the next match to talk about here. I don't think there's much discussion we have other than excitement about the match, and that is the tag match of Keiji Muto. Keiji Muto and his best booking friend, Kazuyuki Fujita, taking on Masakatsu Funaki and Katsuhiko Nakajima.
And people ask why Katsuhiko Nakajima is knocking people out.
Get him in the ring. Get him in the ring with Funaki.
Because this poor guy is about to walk into this match and get pinned.
Yeah.
He's going to get power bombed by Fujita, probably punted by Fujita, and then he's going to take a Shining Wizard to lose. So I don't want to hear. No, it's fair that he shouldn't be knocking people out with his kicks.
Yeah.
But still,
yeah.
This man has complaints that are fair. I can't stand Masakatsu Funaki, so that's tough. Yeah. He's like the only downside to this match.
Yeah. But 3 out of 4 ain't bad.
3 out of 4 ain't bad. I wish it was like Marufuji or something.
Yeah.
That would have been cooler. But it should be pretty good. I'm looking forward to it. Muto in tag matches, for the most part over the past couple of years, has actually been really good because he can,
you can hide
have to do everything.
Yeah. He can hide from nonsense.
Yeah. And Fujita's, Ironhead's terrifying.
I love him. I love Fujita. GHC Junior Heavyweight Championship match.
Unless he's world champion.
That's correct.
You don't.
I don't. I hate him. GHC Junior Heavyweight Championship match. Hayata versus Yohei.
Ugh.
Yeah.
I'm not going to watch that.
There's nothing about the junior heavyweight division that excites me in any capacity ever.
No.
I don't know how you fix it. I pitched the idea
this week. They have Dragonbane and Alpha Wolf wrestling each other on like every show, and they're putting up like near, if not 4-star matches every time they wrestle.
Hot damn.
And I'm like, well, I figure out a way for you guys to be different from everyone in your juniors division. You just go lucha.
Yeah.
These guys are great. Ninja Max super over.
Yep.
You're working with Dragon Gate now.
Yep.
There's some roads here, but Hayata versus Yohei, yeah, Yohei kick me in the face.
I pitched it before. Is that I just put the title on Ninja Mac, and then you can also defend it in the States and stuff. Like,
just put it on Ninja Mac. Why not?
Why not? Who cares?
I want it on
he's
Dragon
over.
Bane. Dragon Bane's sick.
GHC Tag Championship match: Hideki Suzuki
beefy.
and Timothy Thatcher versus Takashi Sugiura and Satoshi Kojima.
This is the type of match we signed up for, baby.
Yeah, baby. This is big Noah Power Energy. Let's go, baby.
They just gave Thatcher singles match against both these guys. The match with Sugiura was really good, but it was only 10 minutes, so like it could have been even better.
Mm-hmm.
The final stretch is really entertaining because they absolutely fucking wreck each other. But yeah, I need the Sugiura Kojima tag team title run. That's what I need personally. I know we're all making fun of the old guys, but when it comes to Takashi Sugiura, we stand Takashi Sugiura. This man is still a stud.
Yep.
This man's still the dude. Give him the belt.
Give him
all the belts.
Have him cash in on Keiji Muto after his retirement and win the Triple Crown IWGP and GHC titles.
Oh man, Takashi Sugiura should be world champion again.
Yeah, he should.
Love that guy.
Love that guy.
That's a good match.
Big.
I got 3 matches worth watching on the show so far.
Yeah, pretty good stuff so far. Pretty good stuff. GHC Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Title match. Yoshinari Ogawa and Chris Ridgway versus Atushi Koto, whatever. Seki Kotoge versus Seki Yoshioka. Again,
I won't be watching that one.
See our thoughts on the junior division earlier. It's just this Ogawa. It's just no one's exciting in the junior division other than Lucha guys. Basically.
And Dragon Gate.
Dragon Gate guys.
Who's like, I think they're doing a dual show together, and I was like, oh, great. I mean, I don't care about any of the Noah guys, but that's awesome.
Yeah. Then we got a bunch of like 6-man tags. I'll go through the 6-man tags and then quickly go through the rest of the card. 6-man tag, we have Naomi Chief Marufuji, our boy Jack Morris, and El Hijo de Dr. Wagner Jr. It looks like Jack Morris is staying there a lot longer after the N1. Versus Masato Tanaka, Masaaki Mochizuki, and Daiki Inaba.
Next.
Nice little spot for Jack Morris there. 6-man tag match, Ninja Mac. It says Extreme Tiger, but that's not his actual name. That's the translation thing. What is his actual name? Not Dragon Bane. Is it Extreme Tiger? No, yeah. Extreme Tiger is a guy. Ninja Mac, Extreme Tiger, Alejandro versus Tadasuke, High 69, Hajime Ohara. Yeah, Ninja Mac should be good. Tag match, Muhammad Yone and Saito versus Kiyomiya and Inamura. Another tag match is Nosawa Rongai and Aita versus Yano and Fujimura. And then
you say Yano?
Yasutaka Yano.
Not Toro.
Okay. No. This is one of their young lion. I forgot what they call it.
All right. Yeah, you can just stop reading this card. It's okay.
Well, then the opening match was Manabu Soya and Daishi Ozawa. So another young lion kind of guy here. But yeah. The young lion here, the Ozawa, made his debut on September 5th. So this will probably be his second or third match.
Wow. Shout out to him.
Yeah. But I think this is a pretty big show nonetheless. A lot of tag matches and stuff at the top of the card. So we kind of just ignore that. The Junior Schmaz Fest that everyone kind of bored about. But we got a really good tag championship match.
There might be
a Keiji Muto match and a world title match that's definitely on the lookout for.
There might be a better match that day, actually. DDT Pro, the main event for the KOD title,
yeah,
is Kazusada Higuchi, who's excellent, by the way, if you've never watched him, against the one and only Konosuke Takeshita. Also on Wrestle Universe. So, you get both in the same place.
Wrestle Universe just
hit
me.
Stardom's live twice next weekend.
Oh,
once on Samurai TV with the best Korakuen Hall show of the tournament. That's saying something. And Stardom and Showcase Volume D.
That should be good. There's a good wrestling next weekend.
There's another Cosmic Rules match, so I don't know about that. Yeah. Suzuki versus Starlight Kid's happening on that show, though.
That should be really good. There's a lot of good stuff coming up around the corner. We got
guys, everyone that's listening. Ryan just learned that Suzuki was 20 years old.
100%. No idea that Suzuki was 20 years old, and I just got dumbfounded. And I was like, "Oh, she's gonna be an all timer. She's like a Meiko Satomura of her generation. She's she's getting there.
She's an all timer. Yeah,
Jesus Christ,
pretty good. You know what? Because I'm a great guy, I'm gonna run through those Stardom cards for everyone, and I want Ryan's reactions when I want to see his face.
All right.
When I tell him these cards, I'm going to start with Stardom Showcase.
I'm just going to move my microphone away and just stare straight.
So they have 3 shows next weekend.
Stare straight into the camera.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday. They got 3 shows.
Is this a good look?
No, it's terrible.
This is terrible.
And I think they all start at like 11 a.m.
Okay.
I mean 11 p.m. for us. So that's electrifying for me.
Is this good?
All right, so Stardom Showcase. Stardom Showcase. We got.
I need to hear this. I need to hear this clear, so I'm gonna have as much of a deadpan face as possible.
Saya Ida versus Hanan. That sounds like a Ryan match right there. I don't know why your face is so close.
You want to see my face?
No, I don't want to see your face anymore. I want to see your reactions. Please move back. I won't. I'm going to leave the chat. I'm going to leave the chat. Okay. Suzuki versus Starlight Kid, of course.
Yep.
Falls Count Anywhere. Azumi versus Ram Kaichou versus Micah versus Mayu Iwatani.
I don't know who that second person is.
Well, she's not great, but the rest is good, so it should be fun.
Yeah, should be good.
Momo in a hard cool rules match. Momo Watanabe and Ruaka versus the team of Julia and Rina Yamashita. Yes, Rina Yamashita, the current GCW something
ultra violent champion, I think.
Cosmic Rules 3-way. Oh, Jesus Christ. Tam Nakano and Natsupoi versus Mina Shirakawa and Nagi Sayaka versus Saki and Hikaru Shimizu. That is all for that card so far.
What is a Cosmic Rules match again?
I think it's like they showed the rules and they're like you can use water or something.
Oh yeah.
It was bad. It was bad. We don't talk about it. Anyways, the live Korakuen Hall show, which is on Friday, much more exciting. We got Momokogo versus Saki. All right, I'm not gonna lie, I started off a little weak there. I'm going from the bottom and then I'm building. Saki Kajima versus Risa Sarah.
All right.
Azumi versus Koguma. Shuri versus Tam Nakano. So first main event quality match there. Hanan versus Suzuki.
She's gonna die.
Natsupoi versus Saya Ida. Mirai versus Starlight Kid. Saya Kamatani versus Mina Shirakawa.
Okay. I think that'd be surprisingly good.
Mayu Iwatani versus Hazuki.
Yeah, that should be good.
And Julia versus Momo Watanabe.
Yeah,
for
baby.
The first time.
Yeah, baby.
That's not a Cinderella match, so it's for the first time.
Yeah.
Can't wait for that. The day after that actually has Mayu versus Momo and Julia versus Saya Kamatani and Utami versus Tam.
Oh my god. Stardom is hidden
and then 1 week away from that is the final.
And well, not only is 1 week away from that the final, 1 week away from that is also Royal Quest, day 1 and day 2.
Oh yeah, Royal Quest, which has 1 match.
Two matches now. We got the FTR versus Aussie Open.
Well, I meant the FTR Aussie Open match. Yeah. I forgot the women's match.
There's the women's match on there for IWGP
Ava White's
women's
like
title.
6 feet tall.
Is she?
Yeah. Someone told me that. I was like, what?
Well, I guess Alpha Female is also probably super tall. I don't know how tall she is.
Yeah, sure.
I just assume someone named Alpha Female is also over.
I'm guessing you never saw Jazzy Gabbert.
I did see Jazzy Gabbert. She is 6'1"
person. So.
I know, but I couldn't remember how tall she was.
Big bitches.
I haven't seen her in.
I haven't seen her for a while.
3 years, 2019. So
all right, I get it. You're perfect. Jesus.
Perfect. Thank you. Well, yeah, we got a big week coming up. A lot of other stuff to talk about, obviously. Next week,
a lot of wrestling.
Next week, a lot of reviews, a lot of previews, a lot of stuff to get into next week as well.
I want to ask the people something. From me to them.
Sure.
I want to know what their favorite thing is that we do. Do you like our reviews the most? Do you like our previews the most? Do you like us just rambling on nonsense the most?
Mm-hmm.
Like, is there a reason for us to no, never mind. I would say, is there a reason we might have to have NWA talk on here just so I can just shoot on them? Because I'm willing to take the hit for the people. I'm willing to take that hit.
You are.
Don't get me wrong. I'm not gonna watch it, but I'm still gonna shit on.
The NWA previews. That's why I keep doing the NWA previews, is because I feel like people like them. But if people don't, I won't do them anymore.
Yeah, but did you want GCW shit on? I can do that.
I want to know. Could we do that? Could we do that? I don't think.
I want to know what the listeners enjoy from us, because we do a lot of stuff on here.
Yeah.
And we've been doing this for over a year. We probably should ask this question instead of just guessed. But
yeah.
I always like our reviews, and I always like when we go off the rails. So
I agree.
If people agree, then that's great. Then we'll just do that.
And if you want more NWA talk, NWA Hard Times in New Orleans coming at you live.
If you want more NWA talk, Ryan Dexter's starting an NWA podcast.
It's gonna be on the $10 Patreon tier.
It's gonna be called Hard Times. Will Ryan make it through this?
It's hard.
And the answer will only be answered on the $10 Patreon.
a podcast called Hard Times, and it's just me hate watching NWA Power.
It's gonna be, and the art of it, right, is gonna be Ryan sitting on a couch looking absolutely fucking done, out of his mind. He's just gonna be like, and you're gonna ask, is he going to make it through? He's going to hate watch.
No,
he's going to start hate watching for the people.
The real problem is, Scotty, is that I watched 9 episodes of Impact and I came away saying it was pretty good. If I watch a bunch of episodes of NWA Power, I might walk away with Stockholm Syndrome and say it's pretty good.
We're not only going to have you do that, we're going to have you watch NWA USA. You're going to be the only person reviewing NWA USA in the world.
Scotty, what should happen is I might get Stockholm Syndrome for watching NWA. What should happen is, Scotty, you should watch NWA and start a show on the $10 Patreon tier called Hard Times. That is.
You want to talk about hard times?
Jesus Christ!
I could never watch an NWA show. I couldn't do it for the people. I'm sorry, I couldn't do it.
If we get 5 NWA, how many $10 Patreon signups do we need for you to do an NWA Hard Times exclusive review? Where you watch NWA Hard Times 3, 4, 20. Whatever it is in New Orleans? 20. $10. It's on the $10 tiers of the review.
Yep. And I expect all the money. I expect everyone in the Con Network to accept that they're not getting paid for it, and that I need it because I'm on Hard Times, if that's the case.
You heard it here, folks. People, join the $10 tier of the Countdown.
You want to talk about Hard Times?
Yeah. Well, and talk about. And I want you to do the review in a promo style like that the entire time. Just yelling. Oh man. Oh man. That would be fantastic. I would pay to that. I would 100% pay for that.
I'm me.
That's it for this week's episode
Ryan's gonna make 10 accounts himself just to make it happen.
I'm gonna drain my wallet.
Drain his wallet so that he can pay himself.
Yeah. That is.
You want to talk about hard times?
I do. That is it for this week's episode of Ring Post Radio. Thank you, everybody. Like we said, join the Patreon, patreon.com/countoutpod. That's the Patreon. If we get enough supporters on the Patreon, Scotty will do a review, exclusive review audio of Hard Times in New Orleans.
Hate himself more than he already does.
Yeah, that's the show title.
For the people.
It's Ryan hasn't seen anything, and Scott E hates himself more. Those are the two shows. I don't think that's a good idea, but but there's a good, like we said, Ryan hasn't seen anything. That's a show that's on the $5 tier. There'll be a new episode coming out this Monday, which is tomorrow. So go check out. It's on the $5 tier. Just join the $5 tier. I think this will be episode 5. So if you join the $5 tier, you get all those old episodes plus extra stuff, extra content. So go check out that. Patreon.com/countoutpod. You can follow me on Twitter at Ryan Yates. You can follow Scotty at Scotty Wrestling.
It's funny you're doing all this. We still have a segment to do.
We do have a segment too.
Very important for this show. It's like the most exciting part of the show.
Oh, 100%. And I was just about to say, Scotty, speaking about plugs, do you have anything to plug? And what was your match of the week?
Match of the week. And I must add that we have made this apparent that one person will name one and one person will name the other.
This is one of the few times that you and I know what we're going to say.
Yeah, so I'm going to say the Just Tap Out tag team match, Tomoka Inaba and Aoi versus Micah and Mirai.
Mm-hmm.
It is one of my favorite tag team matches of the year. Not in Joshi, not in Japan. Overall, the crowd, the action.
Yep.
It was so fucking good. Yeah, I used expletive.
Dropped it.
Me. I'm a badass. Ooh, scary.
What are you, a GCW wrestler?
I know. What am I, Kevin Gill? I thought this match was so good in so many ways, right? You have the storytelling of Inaba and Micah, especially in their relationship and playing into that. You have one of the best crowds of the year, no matter what, where they were on for this. And you had a match where Tomoka Inaba had the breakout performance we were looking for.
Yeah, oh my God.
No one felt like a bigger star. Well, Micah felt like a huge star, and Mirai did too because of their stardom connections. But Tomoka Inaba was the star of this match. When she got the brainbuster superplex from the top rope and the camera perfectly caught Micah reacting to the crowd and turning with her eyes shot, and you have Inaba getting up in like out of like a zombie state and knocking her lights out with a kick. It was one of the best spots of the year in pro wrestling. Aoi was really good in this match. Mirai was so good. There's a moment where at the end when Mirai yells Micah to pretty much finish it off, and it's like a chills type moment. I think Jason Hodge, listener of the show, really pointed that out to me, so I went back and watched it again. He was absolutely right.
Yeah.
This was so good. It absolutely exceeded any expectation I had, exceeded anyone's expectations, I'm sure. I thought it'd be good. It's like, oh, cool, they're having a showcase match. And of course, for those who don't know, this is a match where you had all four were trainees of Taka Michinoku here on his 30th anniversary show, which is really special and really cool. So everyone kicked ass in it, and Tomoka Inaba is a star in the making.
Oh, 100%. This match, I wasn't planning on watching this match when I heard about the main event. I saw the card and I was like, oh, that's a fun little spot. I see Micah. I'm a big fan of Micah. I wasn't
Yeah,
necessarily like, going out of my way to like make sure to watch this. And
sure.
then I saw you raving about it, and I was like, oh, I got to see it now. If Scotty's in love with it, I got to see it. And it was great.
Oh,
Micah was fantastic in this match. Barai, like Micah was like one. Micah was a
Micah felt like she was Utami.
Yeah, Micah was the best in the match, but the star was
Yeah.
100% Inaba.
Yeah.
I saw Inaba in this match. I was just like, holy shit! I tweeted out as well. I think it was like, how do we get Inaba versus Mikey in some sort of title match or something on Stardom? Just unbelievably good, unbelievably great. You got to bring them in. It was
Well, she
fantastic
is
work in Stardom.
Yeah, she's in God's Eye.
Is she?
Yeah.
Anaba?
Yeah.
I had no idea.
She joined God's Eye at the last New Blood show.
Oh, well, she's like
So,
she's God's Eye, but like independent, like how Saki is
for now.
Cosmic Angels, right?
For now.
Mm-hmm.
She'll be signing soon. Just Tap Out isn't your forever home.
That's true. I mean, Micah was it Micah's forever home.
Micah got out of there quick. Everyone gets out of there.
Yeah, it was really good. This match was really, really good. I would definitely go out of your way to watch it. And
it would have been it would have been the talk of this show if the main event wasn't the main event.
Which the main event, by the way, is my match of the week, which is the El Desperado versus Jun Kasai death match in the main event. I thought this match was phenomenal. I could not look away the entire time. There was moments where obviously you're freaking out. It's a death match, again, jumping onto boards and stuff. But I thought that the storytelling in the match was very good. I really enjoyed the promos afterwards. Also, were very good. Between Despy and saying, I don't care if I live or die in this match, and Jun Kasai saying, it's not about whether or not you live or die in a match. It's that you go into this match wanting to live again, and that's really put into this match about like just recontextualizes this match and this idea of that. Oh no, Jun Kasai is in there. He's fighting for his life, whereas Despy doesn't care. Which you look at it and it's like, well, Despy didn't care. He ate so many bumps compared to Jun Kasai. So many nasty bumps where Jun Kasai didn't care about the bumps because he's just trying to get to the end of it. And it really was a really good match, really good storytelling, and a death match. Jun Kasai is great. Despy is phenomenal. Like if I had to give
he's so good.
We don't do it for the count out year end awards, but if we did like an MVP award, I feel like it might be an El Desperado. Like he's just underrated in his year. So many other people that had great years, but his year's been under the radar, really, really good.
He's a serious contender for New Japan MVP.
Oh, 100%. I can totally agree with that.
He might be leading it, truthfully, just with his importance. I think to a lot of he was the heartbeat of the Best of Super Juniors.
Mm-hmm.
He was champion, I think, coming into this year.
I can look that up. I think he was. He might have been.
He was
going into Wrestle Kingdom.
Right, he lost to Ishimori, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he was champion going into this year. He has this match, which is just incredible. Yeah, I mean, El Desperado, and by the way, like, just the pictures that came from this and
the gifs,
the scenes in this match where you just have a bloody, ripped mask of Desperado, and he just feels like the biggest star. Yep. Like, I don't know how New Japan does anything but capitalizes on this guy.
Yeah.
He can do anything.
Yeah, he had the Wrestle Kingdom match against Hiromu, junior match against Master Wato, which if I remember correctly was actually better than expected. New Japan
match with Okada in the New Japan Cup.
Yep. The show lost the title against Taiji Shimori, then the Best of Super Juniors He ended up getting into the semi, second, lost to Hiromu in the finals, but a lot of great matches, a lot of good main events. John Moxley, Music City Mayhem, that was pretty good.
Enjoyed that.
And then the Jun Kasai match here is
this for me is a top 10 match of the year.
Yeah, I think it might be as well.
I've seen some people call it one of the best matches they've ever seen. I've seen people call it their bona fide match of the year. And I understand where anyone's coming from. My best confidence, I can say, it's top 10 for me.
Yeah.
It was fantastic, and it's going to win a lot of match of the year awards, I think, at the end of the year. When Voices of Wrestling does their big one, I'm very confident it'll be in the top 10.
Yeah, no,
which is great because it came on a Just Tap Out show.
Yeah, and a deathmatch show, and a deathmatch match.
It's a death match, yeah. And by the way, it is the
not to say that death matches aren't like can have the ability to be good or anything like that. It's just
you have maybe I don't know this, but one of, if not the best death match wrestlers in it with Jun Kasai, obviously, a master at it, but.
But shout out to Your Dose of Death. They got all the deathmatch coverage there, so definitely go check that out.
Yeah.
But the match was fantastic.
Has he reviewed this yet?
Lauren, I don't think they have.
Yeah.
Lauren and Servino, I don't think they have yet.
I will need to listen to that. I'm interested to hear how deathmatch fans walked away from it.
Me too. Sure. They put up an interview with deathmatch legend on Your Dose of Death, so they didn't get a chance to do it last Tuesday, but hopefully do it on the next show. But I agree. This match also changed my Wrestler of the Year ranking significantly. Despy, I don't know where he was before, but now he's at number 3 of the year.
He's had a hell of a year.
It's literally, I have number 5, Aussie Open, number 4, Saya Kamatani, number 3, Despy, number 2, Okada, number 1, Ospreay.
Wait, what was Aussie Open?
Number 5.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's Kyle Fletcher, Mark Davis tied for 5, basically, but... I'll lump them in as one since they're basically they're the same exact number.
They're probably going to climb in a few weeks too.
Oh yeah, Young Bucks are 7, number 7. So that's the highest.
They might be sticking there for a little bit. But yeah, this was a hell of a that it was funny because last weekend I was like, oh man, there's not that much wrestling on.
Yeah.
Then Monday comes around, and then everyone's talking about Despy versus Kasai, and then I see some of the Joshi people start coming out saying, "Oh, you need to watch this tag." I had Puro fans telling me I had to watch the tag, and I was like, "Well, I was going to watch the tag anyways, but thank you for telling me." But they're like, "No, you have to." I was like, "All right, I'll watch it." Yeah. Watched it. It was fantastic.
Yeah.
I made it the focus of my Fightful article of the week. I made it the focus of my Fightful podcast of the week. Like this match is that good. So anyone that hasn't checked it out, go check it out. And of course, the main event, which I'm sure you've heard about by now. You should definitely check both out, even if you don't like death matches.
Yeah, if you go, it's not like.
It doesn't feel like a death match.
No, it's also not a death match that is, it's not like American death matches or like super grimy CZW death matches where it's like a weed whacker or anything, or like glass tubes. It's just like, soda cans and some blades and stuff like that. It's nothing. It's weird to say that it's nothing too bad. It's just a ripped up soda can on my back. But it compared to that stuff, it's definitely not. It's definitely more subdued than sort of the grimier death matches you may see, but that might appeal to that larger audience. So it might appeal to you if you're not into it. But definitely, we definitely recommend it as well.
Yeah, beast.
But that is it for this week's episode of Ring Post Radio. Like we said, hopefully there's a review from Your Dose of Death about that as well, and I'm sure they'll talk about it some more. But like we said, follow us on Twitter at Ryan Nicey. Follow Scotty at Scott E Wrestling. That's the letter E. Follow the whole show at Count Out Pod. Join the Patreon so Scotty can do a NWA Hard Times review. And we'll see you.
I will do it.
I know he would.
I will kill myself and watch that show for you, Pete.
He would. Let's do it, folks.
Obviously, we'd be getting money out of it, but hey, I have to pay for the pay-per-view one way.
He has to pay for the pay-per-view and with his his like therapy bills that he'll have to endure afterwards.
You want to talk about hard times?
This is you talk to the therapist. You want to talk about hard times?
Shout out Dusty. All right, I'm done. See you later.
Good.